sacrifices. I believe it all comes down to what happens in the next few days. To our 6 teams, the message is quite clear. Hello, everyone out there. Good morning, Ghana. Good morning to the entire world, and welcome to the stage where dreams take shape. It is the Women's Zonal Championship 2026 edition here at the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium in Tamale, the Northern Regional Capital. I am Say Mubarak, your commentator, and the atmosphere here already is electric at the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium as 6 of the hungriest, most determined women's teams in the northern sector converge for one goal, and that is only 2 will rise at the end of this tournament. Over the next few days, these teams will battle it out on the pitch. No second chances, no easy games. Every pass, every tackle, every goal carries weight, because at the end of it all, only 2 slots into the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League are up for grabs. Well, we have familiar faces here at the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium. We have coaches, scouts, all here to witness an entertaining tournament. And to the players who are here, this is your moment. The hours on the training grounds, the sacrifices, the belief, it all comes down to what happens in the next few days. To our 6 teams, you have earned your place here. Now it is time to show why you belong at the top. Ladies and gentlemen, definitely we are into the second half of this game, and it is Candy Soccer Ladies who are commencing this championship alongside Bolga Sharp Arrows. The first 45 minutes gave us 3 goals, with Candy Soccer scoring 2 and Bolga Sharp Arrows picking 1 in the first half of the competition. The goal scorers, we have Joyce Awani. She delivered a thunderbolt of a goal just inside the center circle, saw the goalkeeper off her mark, and got the equalizer. However, Vozembil Vegerebi scored an own goal for Candy Ladies after Priscilla Nyako had opened the scoring in the 26th minute of action. So it is Soccer Ladies, Candy Soccer Ladies from Doma 2 and Sharp Arrows of Bolga 1. We are about 7-8 minutes of the second half, and now Candy Soccer Ladies playing from right to left from commentary position in the all red attire. Bolga Sharp Arrows are playing from left to right from commentary position in the dominant white and blue stripes. And these 2 teams were in war last year. Unfortunately, none could make it to the Premier League. And it is an opportunity for them this time to make amends. Candy Soccer now in control of the affairs here, leading by 2 goals to 1. They are parading the likes of Adam Yasina Friye, Deborah Chirema, who is the captain, Florence Ban Apia, Felicia Bremer, Perpetual Tua, Belinda Tabua, Priscilla Nyako, who scored the goal on the 26th minute, Michelle Ya, Ellen Chumesiwa, Vida Ofori, and Adelaide Chirema. These are the first 11 for that is Candy Ladies. Almost 90 to 95% of the squad that played in WA last season are here, and they have managed to keep hold of this team for the past 3 years. Well, after gaining promotion in the 2022-2023 season, they went back to the Division 1, and since then have been struggling to regain that momentum and that status in the top flight of women's football in Ghana. On the other side of the pitch, Bolga Sharp Arrows are parading the likes of Blessing Vuzumbile, Deborah Ayamboni, Felicia Ayambile, Faustina Awelemila, Joyce Awani, the lady or the girl who got the goal from like 45 yards, Sarafina Apasure and Jessica Asumbasimi, Gladys Fakonyamato and Martina, as well as Vuzumbil Veregubi, who actually got an own goal for that is Candy Soccer Ladies. Romina Adombila is the other player on the pitch, and of course, she also, alongside the goal scorer Joyce Awani, part of the national under 15 team that actually won a medal recently. And so they have quite young girls who are making headlines in the Upper East regional region in terms of women football. It's the second consecutive time they're playing in this championship. On the other side, Candy Ladies have been here in so many occasions, yet to pick the slot since gaining promotion into the competition proper in the 2022-2023 season. Ball in the area of Candy Ladies, stopped there by the defense. Vida Ofori, the captain of the side, Deborah Chirema, very experienced. Another shot from distance from Joyce Awani. She got a goal in the first half for Sharp Arrows, and the goalkeeper have learned lessons from that because she was totally off her mark. Unexpected shot from Joyce Awani. Our referees for today, we have Rejoice Adukwe. She's assisted on the lines by Mary Dakwa and Salma Idi, with Lanji Monica as our fourth referee and Emanuela Grace Aglegu as the match commissioner for today. So we will have our first substitution of the game coming the way of Candy Ladies. Meanwhile, it is Bolga Sharp Arrows with a long drive, and it is Joyce Awani again. So the substitution will be effected, and let's see who comes off. It is Adilade Chirema who is coming off, and her position will be taken by trying to get the name of the substitute. It is Mary Kolani who is picking her first ball since coming on, and she's been stopped there at the back of defense by Sharp Arrow. Vuzumbil Vugirabi. She's been solid though, conceded a goal. It was Priscilla or Michelle who had a fantastic first half, drove the ball near the touchline, brought it under control, managed to keep the ball in possession, and in an attempt to give an assist, it was the defender who was unlucky in that occasion, and kicking the ball into her own net for Candy Ladies' Soccer second goal of the game. It is the new entrant Belinda Tabwa, also part of the team in the last 2 seasons in Bolga at the Kurt E.S. Okraku Technical Center, where they could only place third at the end of the competition. And last season, nearly paved Pelpia Ladies, now Northern. A chance for Michela, and miskick there by the Bolga defense. Finally, ball has been delivered out of danger. Florence, another experienced player at the back of Candy Soccer Ladies, Felicia Bema Amase, throwing effected quickly, and Vida Ofori decides to kick the ball to touch for another throw into Bolga Sharp Arrows to be affected by Felicia Ayambili. Ball stopped there by the captain, Deborah Chirema. She's still battling it. Ball taken away from her by Martina. Bolga Sharp Arrows trying to create an opportunity here to get a equalizer, and off target it goes. I have in commentary position my colleague Ras Badahine, known in the footballing cycle here in the north as Tactical Rashifu. And he's been following women football in the country for some time now. An expert when it comes to the game. And he will be assisting me with a few of the analysis here. Michela. It's still Michela trying to create an opportunity here. She's been robbed of the ball by the defense of Sharp Arrows. Ball given away. It is Florence Ma. Tried there by Belinda Tabua. But the ball goes over the bar for a goal kick. Substitution for Sharp Arrows. And it is Romina Adombila who is coming out. And Vuzumbil Vugirabi also coming out. Let's see who. So we have Ruby Adakuma taking the place of Rowena. So quick one, let me go to Tactical Rashifu and briefly let's hear from him because he's been monitoring the preparations of most of these teams here and predicted before the end of the Women's Premier League that two teams definitely were going out of relegation, and his prediction came to pass. Let's see if he has a good prediction as to which teams will qualify from this zonal championship to replace Kumasi Soccer Academy, that is KUSA, and then Northern Ladies FC. Ras, Northern Cities Ladies, I must say. Raz, thank you very much for joining us live commentary on the Ghana Football Association app. And of course, we are live on the YouTube page. You can go there and get the live feed of the 2026 Women's Zonal Championship here in Tamale. It's been an entertaining start to this competition. Nasara Ladies, Dakima Ladies are representing the North. And we have Supreme Ladies from the Ashanti region, Soccer Candy from the Candy Soccer Massey from Benuahafu, Sharp Arrows from Upper East, and then Chiwia Ladies from Upper West region. Let's gauge, so far how this game has gone. And let me pick your take on this match before we come to look at the other teams and who you think definitely will have the opportunity to play in the Malta Guineas Women's Premier League next season.
Striker, thank you very much for the opportunity. I think that to talk about this game so far, I would say it has been, in terms of energy, in terms of play on the pitch, I would say it has been a balanced energy between the two teams so far. You see that, like you said, they are all hungry to be able to get at least the 2 slots available to be able to qualify into the Malta Guineas Women's Premier League. I haven't really seen, too much of technicalities in terms of the two teams. It has just been, kicking the ball to each other's half. That's what I've seen so far. But in terms of, telepathy between the two teams, looks like Candy Soccer Ladies, who have been in the competition for some time, they definitely have it. You can see that you look at the squad that they have now, almost all the players repeated this particular championship once again. We saw them in Bolga, we saw them in Wa as well. So definitely the experience is something that they will have more than Bolga Sharp Arrows. But definitely if you look at women football, it has always been one thing: just make sure that you get the ball forward, and then maybe by chance you would be able to get a goal to score. You look at the 2 goals or the 3 goals that have been scored in this game, and that is the same situation or the situation that led to the 2 goals that came in. You saw the equalizer of Bolga. Sharp Arrows, the decision the player decided to take, looking at the position of the goalkeeper, she knew that if she should kick it, very well, definitely the goalkeeper would not be able to get it, and that is what gave them the equalizer in that particular minute. So let's see what happens. Like I said, it has been a balanced energy. You don't really see the side that plays so well in terms of their positioning and all of that. You don't really see a very good communication between them. But you see, that's the start of the competition. It's the first match. Probably subsequently, the technical bench will talk to them, and then we'll see maybe if we can get the best out of these girls.
Thank you very much. And so he will be with me for the rest of the days here in this competition. So we have three matches. After this, we have the next game coming on around 10:30 p.m. And then in the afternoon, 3 p.m., we'll be back here at the Aliu Mama Sports Stadium to wrap up the first day of the Northern Sector's Women's Zonal Championship. Michelle beaten to the ball, and not the best of kicks from the Sharp Arrows defender. Felicia finds Michelle. Michelle trying to flick the ball to Tabua, but the defense clears their lines for a throw-in advantage. Candy Soccer ladies from Doma. Gladys Safoko Nyamato touching the ball for another throw into Candy Soccer. Michelle gets the ball from Felicia, and the assistant referee Salma decides this match once again goes the way of Candy Soccer ladies. Felicia will come with a long one here, and she does so beautifully into the penalty area. An opportunity for Candy Soccer to increase their tally, but the defense still dangerously poised. Danger continue to loom in the penalty area. Ball given away. It is the Priscilla Nyako who got the first goal. Comes in with a chance. The goalkeeper, Blessing Frisenbill, picks that one calmly. She kicks one into the center circle. Ball control, but not the best. And Felicia picks that one. Tabua tries a luck from distance, but this definitely will not trouble the goalkeeper as referee whistles for a goal kick to Bolga Sharp Arrows. It's an old team, Ras, since 1997. It is the oldest team amongst, in this particular competition. Candy Soccer was founded somewhere in 2015, but they have been very consistent, like I said earlier, in this particular championship. They are not fortunate to be playing in the top flight of women football in Ghana, but this is another opportunity. This is another location for them to at least pick that particular slot. The last time we saw them was in Techiman, and since then they've been trying to see if they can get that slot. Will you say that yes, though it is the older teams amongst the rest, looking at the pedigree, the players, the quality they have, they will be able to cause an upset in this competition?
Well, like I said earlier, it's just the first game, and looking at their style of play and the way they are carrying the game out, I don't think it is that bad. It's women football, and if you understand the game very well, you will say that this is an average team. I would say they are better than before when we saw them in Techiman. This time round, and then in Bolga as well. This time round, you can see that the girls are getting to understand their positional play, the rules that have been given to them by their coaches, how they are supposed to support each other in terms of possession. It's something that I've seen much improvement in, and also their instincts when it comes to getting a goal. In Bolga, this is something that we really didn't see from Sharp Arrows, but now I think that it is something that they have been able to, learn very much, and that's something that would help them going into this very game. Women football development is something that has really, grown so much in Ghana here in the last 4 to 5 years, and I think it is all courtesy of the, KTS Okriko administration. I think that a lot has been put into it, and the coaches have learned a lot, and that is what they are impacting on these girls. If you look at the year of establishment between these two teams, probably you would say that Sharp Arrows should have been in the Women's Premier League, but that is not what it is. It's about being consistent in whatever that you do, and that's the reason for which we don't really have them. But hopefully, we'll get a team to represent the Upper West region come next season. Let's see how Sharp Arrows are going to represent the region in this competition.
All right, so Sharp Arrows definitely came into this tournament as winners of the Upper East Regional Women's Division 1 League. And after playing about 12 games, they accumulated 36 points. It means that they defeated all the teams in the competition in this particular en route to this championship. Of course, they have Joyce Awani as their top scorer alongside Romina. These two girls scored that is 7 goals apiece coming into this championship. And like I said, they have about 75 to 80% of their players who featured for them in the last edition of the championship in Wa here in Tamale to see if they can actually get the slot. So you heard from Ras, it's not about the team, the age of the team. However, it is about consistency. And Sharp Arrows, of course, for some time went to sleep. They decided to come back, and they are making Upper East proud level. But let's see, this might be their opportunity. On the other side, it is Candy Ladies who also come into this championship playing 12 matches and accumulating 33 points. They qualify, like I said, into the Women's Premier League proper in the 2022-2023 season in Techiman. And Perpetua as well as Florence Apia were the top scorers for that is Candy Soccer in the Bono, that is Ahafu Women's Division 1 League before they actually came here. So this is just a brief about these two teams, and we'll be bringing you more in subsequent matches because later on we have Nasara Ladies coming up against Supreme Ladies, and that seems to be a cracker of a match. We'll be giving you a lot. Supreme Ladies were relegated last year, and they have quite an experience in terms of women football and in terms of the Premier League, because they have been there on a number of occasions. But last season were relegated, or 2 seasons ago, I must say. They want to make the more reason why the referees have decided we'll have a cooling break. Going into the World Cup in the summer, we might see that in USA, Mexico, and Canada.
Definitely is very, very necessary. I mean, for here, the weather is very different as compared to other places, in the country. It has always been hot here, and so getting a water break is really, really necessary for these girls. They have to really hydrate, to be able to give us the best the best that they have. Like what you mentioned about Supreme Ladies and then Nasara Ladies, their game coming up next after this very one. I think that is a game each and every one. If you look at the fixtures, that's a match today. Everyone will be looking out to see how things are going to, turn out. Supreme Ladies, they just went on relegation last season. Nasara Ladies have been in the competition, I think, about 4 times. They have not been able to qualify. So in terms of experience, I would say that if it is about zonal championship experience, maybe Nasara Ladies would have it because Supreme Ladies, since qualifying, it's actually the first time in a very long while that they went on relegation. And so, if it's about dynamics of their competition, probably Nasara Ladies should be the ones that will have the advantage. But like I've always said, it's not about being in the competition a number of times, but it's about being consistent and meaning business when you get onto the pitch. That is where the work is done. It's not about coming into the competition whatever time. So it promises to be a cracker. And like I said, let's wait to see how things are going to turn out. But with this very game today, so far, looking at the way things are, I'm seeing Candy Ladies being the side that might, be victorious at the end of the 90 minutes, because you look at the way they play now, looks like they don't want to push up so much because the time remaining to play is just few, and so they don't want to open up so much to give, Bolga Sharp Arrows the opportunity to be able to attack them. It is the same situation that they did, and Bolga, was able to get the equalizer. So now you see that they don't want to leave, just 2-3 players behind, but always making sure that they have enough to be able to counter any attack that will come from Bolga Sharp Arrows. So it looks good for Candy, but it's football. The next until the final whistle, anything can happen.
Until the final whistle, is an opportunity for Candy to increase the tally, and a good defending there by Deborah Ayamboni after that powerful drive by the substitute of Candy. The recovery was perfect, and Sharp Arrows will have a free kick in their own half. 77 minutes of action gone here at the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium. Is the 2026 Women's Zonal Championship, is the road to the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League for the next season. It is Michelle Ya with the ball now in the penalty area of Bolga Sharp Arrows. She sends in a lucky one, and the ball is stopped there. A chance as a goal! Belinda Tabua makes it 3 for Candy Soccer Ladies. That was a swift one there. 1-2 play. Michelle once again contributing to this goal. And it is Candy Soccer Ladies who already having their noses in front, commanding the lead here. It is 3 for the Map Bay side and 1 for Bolga Sharp Arrows. Definitely, Raz, it looks so much easy for Candy Soccer Ladies.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, if you look at the two teams, their style of play and how things are turning out for the two, you can see the communication, the passing coordination between the players of Candy Soccer Ladies. You get to see it clear than that of Bolga Sharp Arrows. The way they play, they try to find their attacker, they look at the spaces and then be able to find someone there, put the ball through. You look at the goal that just came, it was just probably, I don't know, a wrong decision taken by the defender of Bolga Sharp Arrows, because I expected him to clear the ball when the ball came to him, but to her. I don't know what she wanted to do with the ball, but when the ball comes to you in the 18 like that, the best I always think is for you to clear it away from danger. If you don't do that, it results into things like this. So like I said, Candy Soccer Ladies are the ones that I see to emerge victorious in this very game. But just maybe a consolation goal may come for Bolga Sharp Arrows. But let's see.
All right, so let's see if there will be any consolation. However, Candy Soccer will still have more time to at least increase their tally here. And I can spot Nasara Ladies emerging from the dressing room, getting ready for their next match of the Zonal Championship against Supreme Ladies. Ball launched into the area of Bolga Sharp Arrows, headed back to goalkeeper Blessing Vuzemville. She sends one in. Felicia there. And referee Rejoice Adokwe will stop the game for a player to be attended to. The interpretation of this competition by the ES Okraku administration definitely has improved the belief that women football will continue to grow in this country. We have seen the the administrative regions, all hosting this particular championship. However, it has not been same, especially for the upper regions. We saw Bolga All Stars 2 seasons ago, when they hosted the competition. We saw a team from WA last season. They were WA Power Ladies, and this time they have Chiwia. We have not seen much from the upper regions in terms of participation in the women's championship. When do you think, or what do you think can be done? Because what I'm learning is that if you go to the upper west region, there are only two teams, women's team, and they play each other like 4 or 5 times, before we get a winner. In the upper east region, I'm told that we have about four women's, Division One clubs, so they play a number of matches to be able to get a winner to come here. But here in the northern region, you have as many as 15, 16 teams participating in the competition. At the end of the day, you play as many as 22 matches, and that should be enough to prepare you into the championship. I'm sure that we have similar or same in the Ashanti region. Is it about the numbers, or you think that the regional football associations would need to do more in terms of increasing the numbers of women teams across the regions?
Yeah, I think it's everything inclusive. It's everything inclusive because if you are talking about the numbers, definitely if there are so many clubs in the region, of course, you will get quite a number of matches to play. That will prepare you very much coming into the zonal championship, and subsequently when you qualify to play, the major or the elite game, you would have enough experience. If you take Northern Region, for instance, like you said, we have more than 30 clubs, women clubs, here in the Northern Region. If you come to the Division 1A, for instance, you have about 22 matches to play as a club. If you go to the Division 1B, you have about, 10 games or so to play in the Division 1B. So before you get into this particular competition, coming from Northern Region, conditioning and everything is something that you already have, because you have played quite a lot of matches that will prepare you for this competition. That's why sometimes I always have a problem with a club like Nasara Ladies, who have been to this competition countless number of times, and they have not yet at least test the Premier League for once and even go for relegation for once. That's why I always have a problem with them. And you have teams coming from Kumasi, coming from BA, and then WA and Bolga, coming to show some glimpse of a good football in the competition. Just like 2 seasons ago, we saw WA have a rep in the Women's Premier League in the shape of Sunshine Ladies. They did very well. They tried their best, and when they qualified in Bolga hosted the competition, they couldn't qualify, but we saw what they did. And the following season, they come with another team. Okay, so sometimes it's not about the numbers that you have, but also it's about the consistency of the players, how you get to train them. Because you look at WA, for instance, only 2 teams. Okay, and they have to play about 8 matches against each other. Tell me, if you play one opponent 1, 2, 3 times, you get used to the opponent, and then probably you don't even take the game serious. But if you have a league system where you are supposed to play close to 22 matches like we have in the Northern Region, you play opponent A, play opponent B, and definitely you would get some match conditions, get different experiences when you are playing different opponents, and that's a better preparation. So sometimes it is not, we expect too much from a team like a team coming from WA. When they come and they are not able to perform, we should be able to understand them, because that is how their preparation has gone coming into the competition. So I will only urge the RFAs, the football associations in the various regions, to put in more effort in growing the women football in their areas. And then Upper East region, they have to put in their attention there, like they are doing for the the men's football. We've seen Bolga All Stars qualify to the Division 1 league this season. We are going to have Brekum City also coming to the Division 1 league this season. It would have been better if Bolga, Sharp Arrows also come into the Women's Premier League. And of course, the football will travel across and teams will get to experience, or you understand. So it's just the efforts of the RFAs. They have to put in the efforts, put in the initiatives that will bring, lure team owners or people to come out and form a lot of teams, in these regions. For Northern region, I always say that I have the opinion that the RFA needs to put in, some efforts to stop the formation of women clubs in the Northern region for now, because there are too many, and sometimes it is getting the competition even boring. So that is the issue, you understand. So for Northern region, we can't say anything again. I think they've done the best in terms of the women football, but the other two regions, I think that they still have to put in, more efforts to grow the women football.
All right, so we have more substitutions coming the way of Sharp Arrows, and we have Felicia Ayambali and Jessica Asumbasima coming out, and their positions will be taken by Zakaria Bakari. She's coming on, as well as Janet Sampambili. I love these names. Right, so let's see what impact these two players bring onto the pitch for Bolga Sharp Arrows, who are down by 3-1. They're looking forward to at least getting a consolation. We're almost hitting the 90-minute mark, and it's a goal kick to Bolga Sharp Arrows. One into the center circle, ball returned by the defense of Candy Soccer Ladies, courtesy of Deborah Chirema. It is Florence Ba Apia beaten to the ball. Bolga Sharp Arrows loses control, recovers, but it is Florence who picks that one for Candy Soccer, sends in the true ball, but Martina is there to clear for a throw into Candy Soccer. Throw in effected quickly. Ball chested down by Mary Kolani. And we have two substitutions for Candy Soccer Ladies, with Perpetual Tua coming out. Her position will be taken by Ellen Shirema. And we also have the goal scorer Priscilla Nyako giving way in the final minutes of this game, and her position is taken by Teresa Jemfua. Throw into Candy Soccer, and it is Jemfua who effects that one. Ball blocked there by Bolga Sharp Arrows. Another throw in right in front of Smith Effa, the coach of Candy Soccer Ladies. Nice pass there. Bolga Sharp Arrows trying to initiate an attack. And that pass definitely wasn't meant for Gladys Safako Nyamato. Throw in effected by Felicia. Chested down by Ellen Chumesiwa, but the ball rolls to touch for a throw in. The Candy Ladies have the opportunity to effect this one. It is Felicia once again. Ball eludes two players there. That is Bolga Sharp Arrows who picked that one. Magdalena Azaba. It is Magdalena, and she loses control of the ball. It is the captain of Candy Soccer, Deborah Chirema. Finds Florence Ban Apia, who sends in a true ball. Bell Michela doesn't have that speed to get to the ball as goalkeeper Blessing Vuzumbil picks that one. She balloons one into the center circle, and a foul is committed there by Florence Ban Apia. A short one taken by Sharp Arrows at the left side of attack, and the ball kicked to touch for a throw into Bolga Sharp Arrows. Waiting for the fourth referee for the minutes to be added on. So free kick to Sharp Arrows. Let's see what comes out of this one. Are they getting a consolation here as we await 4 minutes of additional time? To be shown by the fourth referee. Rejoice Adukwe trying to station the players. You can hear the shout from the back of the post. The goal coming for Bolga Sharp Arrows, and over the bar it goes. Once again, it's coming from Joyce Awani. She seems to be an expert when it comes from picking balls from long distances. But this one was off target as Candy Ladies will restart the game. Ball hit against the defense, headed powerfully. Vida Ofori with a kick there. Ball stopped in the center circle. Battled there. Michela trying to find, and the substitute goalkeeper comes out and grabbed that one beautifully. Nice turn. Ball given away. Belinda Tabua was trying to locate Ellen Senior Chirema. That goalkeeper was there to pick that one. Bolga Sharp Arrows. Definitely was going to be an opportunity for Magdalena Azaba, but the referee spotted an infringement there. And a few fans here furious about that decision. However, the 4 minutes additional time have been shown already. We played 1 minute of the 4. Are we looking forward to seeing one more goal in the first game of the 2026 Women's Zonal Championship? Looking for a foul in the center circle, but won't get that from Rejoice. The goalkeeper having all the time to herself. Leading by 3 goals to 1. This time, Rejoice awards a free kick to Sharp Arrows of Bolga. Michelle has been instructed to get away from the ball for the kick to be effected. A quick one done there, but ball given away. Michelle, can she pick that one? It is Florence. Ball taken away from her. Chip in. Magdalena. 1-2 play there, but Felicia with a powerful clearance there. Mary Kolani tears away from the right wing of attack. Is Michela with the ball crosses in, ball deflects the defender for a corner kick. We haven't really had so many of the corners in this particular game, Raz, and that tells you that the ball definitely we're not getting so much attacks from these two sides. What do you expect in the last 2 minutes of this game?
Well, it's I really don't expect much from the two sides. I think that the game has been decided already. Probably, if we will have another goal, it might come from this set piece that we are about to witness. They've all tried their best, and the 90 minutes is almost over. We would say that they've been able to put in the efforts that they have, and this is the results that we have. It is good. 3 points for Candy Soccer Ladies in their first game. That gives them enough energy, enough motivation, going into the subsequent games. But overall, when I look at the game, I see that the two teams only prepared for the 3 points that is at stake in this game. You don't really see the tactical, works on the teams, how they are supposed to position themselves, and be able to play out whether their style of play. You can't really pinpoint or be able to say that this team, this is the way they played. I think the what is at stake is the 3 points, and that's what they're for prepared for. However, the 3 points is going to come, that is not necessary. But the end is always justifying the means, and that is what has justified for Candy Soccer Ladies. So good for them. Sharp Arrows, I think they still have about 3 games or so to go. Maybe in their subsequent matches they will be able to do well. But for now, it is the day of Candy Soccer, and they have the maximum 3 points.
All right, so Rejoice Adukwe has ended the game here at the Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium, the first match of the 2026 Women's Zonal Championship. And it is Scandi Soccer Ladies from Doma who have picked the 3 maximum points. Of course, they won by 3 goals to 1. Yesterday on the Hot Spot Show, you talked about the favorite teams to qualify from this particular zone. And you mentioned Candy Soccer. What you have seen here is the testimony of what you said yesterday, and whether you think that going forward, yes, we're here to see Supreme Ladies, we're here to see Dakpima and Nasara Ladies. With the performance you have seen from Candy Soccer, will you say that they are guaranteed of at least a return to the Premier League?
Well, looking at all the teams, if there is one team that you can tip to be one of the teams that will get at least the 2 slots available, will get one, it is Candy Soccer Ladies that you would be looking at, and probably maybe Supreme. That's just the obvious fact about this whole competition this season. They are the 2 teams that look very formidable coming into this competition. I said what I said yesterday because of the nature of the fixtures, and I look at the strength of the teams involved. This second game that we are about to witness is going to be between a team that I see to be stronger and against an average team. It's going to be a decider. For me, that's how I see it. That will give Candy Soccer Ladies the opportunity, because should Supreme draw this game today, it gives Candy Soccer an opportunity to stay top, because their next game they are going to again play against a side that I see to be weaker, and of course it will be easier for them to get the 3 points. And this competition, when you get 6 points, you are 90% assured that you will be able to get the 2 slots available. You get one. So if they are able to pick the next 3 points available in their next game, then it tells you that they're halfway through to the competition. So the next game, if Nasara Ladies should win, then it makes it, how do I put it, an even situation for Nasara and Supreme. Because Supreme definitely will also have to play the weaker sides, and that is where they will also be picking, their 3 points from. But when I look at the 2 teams, Nasara is an average side as compared to Supreme. And so the points involved, if you are going to share it between, or if you put it down, between Nasara and Supreme, I see Supreme picking maximum points than Nasara going into this game. That is the reason why I said that the balloting of the fixtures, kind of favors Candy Soccer and then Supreme Ladies in a way. But of course, it's a competition. Anything can happen. Injuries might set in, player errors on the day, getting things not right on the day can change the dynamics of the game, and then National Ladies may pull through. I don't know. But for now, looking at the strength of the various teams in the competition, I think that it is Candy and Supreme that looks favorites going into this competition.
So that is Ras Badahine, tactical Rashif, who speak on the Zona Championship. He believes that, Supreme Lady have the experience. Candy Soccer have been very consistent. They have seen it at a top flight before. And so he picks these two teams to be the favorite to qualify from the zone. But let's see what the Pima Ladies, what Nasara Ladies brings on board in this particular championship. Thank you very much for joining us, but don't go away, because in the next couple of minutes we'll come your way with a second game between the Supreme Ladies from Kumasi and Nasara Ladies from Tamale. Thank you very much. My name is Semu Barik, and earlier you heard from Ras Tactical Shifu.